Joining me today is Joretha Bothma, Head of Product Development at Momentum Life Insurance, a role that sits right at the heart of innovation in our industry. We're going to talk about how she and her team is driving change, making it easier to do business, building strong partnerships with advisors, and what the future of underwriting looks like. Joretha, welcome.
Thank you, Rihanna. It is so great to be here with you.
I think let's start with innovation, because to me, momentum equals innovation. Last year, Momentum shared some exciting digital innovations. Innovation never stops at Momentum. So please tell me what's new this year in terms of making it easier for advisors to do business with Momentum Life Insurance.
Yes, we're actually extremely excited with the inroads that we've made so far, particularly in the last year. Just to share with you some of the enhancements that we made, particularly to make it easier for our financial advisors in our ambition to build and protect our clients' financial dreams. So the major improvement that we've been able to make is getting 83% of all our financial advisors on board to submit and capture new business applications digitally.
Wow.
So it's actually kudos to our channel distribution team that actually helped our financial advisors to be able to do this in the comfort of their own business. And we just think this is tribute and a confirmation of the trust that advisors instill in our digital ability.
I love that stat. For a long time, there was the note that I will be replaced when it comes to digital in the advisor space. But how beautiful is this story to see how it enhances the role of the broker and how it supports their role when it comes to clients.
So, Rianette, most importantly, we want to empower our financial advisors, not replace them.
Yeah.
With our digital solutions, Quota M, Fast Track, Life Returns, and MSign, we are able to put the advisor in a position where they can do all of their business electronically without using a single piece of paper, and it doesn't necessarily have to be face-to-face, particularly those administrative processes where it's only an admin function and not spending time where it's going to be better spent on advice and that type of thing.
I think there's a lot of people smiling with a lot of the things that you've said. Green, in person or not in person. It all speaks to really
Choice.
The different options, right? Choice, I love it. Let's talk about underwriting. Life Returns has evolved quite a bit. What is the latest development? I'm excited to hear.
Yeah, so in terms of Life Returns, we started off as a discount model. But actually, Life Returns is the foundation of our whole pricing philosophy. And that is also underpinned by Fast Track and Quota M as an onboarding solution for our intermediaries. When it comes to Life Returns, we're actually continuously enhancing on the tech that we use to be able to do Life Returns screening that enables us to monitor and identify vital statistics about an individual that actually helps the underwriting process. So the RPPG technology that we've been using is able to measure your heart rate, your breathing, and other vital health statistics. So we use this specifically to monitor heart rate, stress levels, blood pressure, and newly to the addition is VO2 max, so fitness levels. In addition to that, we're using adjacent technology that we're currently busy developing that can actually, through cough analysis, identify whether a person suffers from a respiratory condition or, obviously, their smoker status. So we are extremely excited to the extent of the depth that this can bring to our underwriting solutions. This will enable clients in some form where they're younger, they've got a clean health profile, and modest amount of cover to be a guaranteed cover immediately without having to go through the full underwriting process. Yes, larger cover, complex cases will still be directly directed to our specialist underwriting team in Momentum to be able to assess these face-to-face and make a proper assessment of these. So the technology that we're using, are we continually seeing to evolve, and the accuracy of it has proved to be very, very good. And that's where the quality and almost the excitement for us sits.
It's very exciting, and I'm quite amazed with what you can pick up digitally. I feel a little bit of positivity around non-disclosure issues around smoking. Has it not been a big issue in the past? Declarations around non-smoking, disclosure and non-disclosure around that. And with this, you might pick up that element and cut that out of the issue that might come up later in the client's life, right?
Yes. So with life return screening in particular, we are able to do digital disclosures. We can use all of these vital health information. Plus, with consent, we also obtain medical data, and we can put a well-rounded picture together of what our clients look like. In terms of things like smoker status, that means you don't have to worry whether you consider yourself a smoker or
tell
not.
you.
We will tell you.
Wow, that is very
So
cool.
that is extremely exciting, and just the fact that this type of digital technology exists and where it's going to go to, I think, is what puts us on the right path. And the fact that we've been able to entrench it in our business, for me, is very exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. That's all very exciting. It's a year later, and you've recently completed your first round of life return reassessments. What did you learn?
Rianette, firstly, we're very proud. This is world first technology in this industry, and it worked out well.
Yay.
So I think we came through this with a lot of success in terms of being able to put an application together that gives you health results as well as an indication of your fitness levels. That is in line with the VO2 Max Smart phone applications to test fitness. What has been very interesting is the take-up from our clients that previously screened during the initial assessment. 70% take-up of all clients that had compulsory reassessments actually completed the reassessments. Wow. So slowly but surely, people are getting more used to this type of technology and using it. Similar like you'll have with online and mobile banking.
Right.
I think a lot of people were scared of it in the past, but now it's part of business. That's just the way we do it, and that is where we want to go, because the information that you can actually give people regarding their health on a regular basis is often life-changing. We don't just use it to ensure that you maintain or increase your premium discounts, but we've also identified individuals that actually had undiagnosed high blood pressure. Wow. And we have a doctor that actually reviews the results of each and every client that's completed the reassessments to see if there are potential flags. And we aim to contact these clients to just at least give them a heads up to say, well, have you seen that this has been the result from your reassessment? Maybe looking at going to the doctor might be a good idea. So it also enables early action when it comes to life events, especially as we get older.
I love that. At the end of the day, knowledge is power, right? And I think we've moved away from people that feel it's a big brother is watching situation. It is really a mindset change where they realize this is to their benefit and not to use against them. It's a big perception for us as an industry, as a big win, because perceptions have always been that it was a big brother is watching story, right? Now it is much more to your advantage as a client. I love that. It's a beautiful story. How are these developments benefiting advisors specifically, the clients, the audience we speak to?
Exactly. First of all, how do I make business for you as an advisor easier?
Yeah.
Quota M, fast track, life returns, and M-sign. Making sure it's as quick as possible and as easy as possible for the advisor to be able to write new business, in addition to alterations so we will have a full house by the end of August that comes into the market. But the administrative functions like self-service that we're launching soon. So things like bank account details, beneficiary changes, advisors can do in the office rather than having to contact the contact center. Quicker, easier, real time. But more important, when it comes to things like life return screening, the ability that we give the advisor to be more knowledgeable about their client, to be able to explain these life events and life risks to the client is actually very important in terms of them understanding what they are buying, the premium that they're going to pay, and the importance of longevity of this type of policy. That also improves policy retention on the book. And most importantly, the thing that people, and particularly advisors, are often scared of is the non-disclosure.
Yes.
Making sure that you use a functionality that will ensure claim certainty at the end.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, that is what you want,
That's
right?
what we aim to do.
And this is, again, it's a knowledge is power situation, and you make the conversation with the client so much easier. So, that is a real big one from Momentum's side. With so much digital transformation, how do you ensure that the underwriting process remains reliable and robust?
As you mentioned, robustness is very important. Underwriting remains and will always be the cornerstone of sustainable life insurance. So we need to ensure that all the approaches that we use underpins good quality. We don't want to reduce the quality of our underwriting at any point in time. Digital technology allows us to have in-depth information of an individual without having to go through invasive medical tests. So that is where we want to go, is exactly like we mentioned a bit earlier. I can tell you whether you smoke or not. But so that is where we're aiming to do. As we mentioned, claim certainty is most important. So how do you put processes, applications in place that will give you as much knowledge as possible to avoid non-disclosure, give premium accuracy, as well as ensuring a person can actually monitor and change this over time. Because as more and more information that we get, we can actually use this, and advisors can use this as an upsell opportunity as their clients' needs change. Yeah. So it eliminates almost the regular underwriting that the client needs to go to. And I think that's going to be pivotal once we implement this into existing life returns clients' portfolio, to be able to adjust their cover as they go through life changes.
I think a short word for all of this is ease of business. You are really making it easier for the advisor and easy for the client, which is ultimately what's going to benefit everyone at the end. Let's talk innovation. How do you see the role of the advisor involving in this more digital space? I think you've given us a lot of examples, but it remains relevant for the advisor to feel that he has a place with the innovation, right?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier on, first and foremost, it must make his business easier.
100%.
Where do you save time to be able to have those important human conversations with the client? I don't believe any form of digital technology is going to replace that human engagement and building that long-lasting relationships. And that's where the trust sits. You can't, computer just doesn't earn that trust. 100%. And who's the person who's going to be sitting next to you the day that you claim?
Yes.
Or when your family comes to you to come and claim after a death? That relationship and that importance and trust we can never take away.
Never.
So the important thing that we want to do is make it as easy as possible for the advisor to engage with us, to give them opportunities to take the delay of underwriting and often the difficult conversations around underwriting by providing them with these health results as part of the conversation, that is where we make it easier for the financial advisor and also equip them with the right knowledge to have the right conversations.
I love that. What's next for Momentum Life? Is there even a possibility that this can get better? And what should we keep an eye on?
Okay, so I can promise you we're continuing to enhance our life returns screening. As we mentioned, apart from the cost analysis that we do.
What can you do more?
Is that currently we're testing using life return screening to do blood sugar levels to measure that. So pretty soon, digital screening that will confirm if somebody has raised blood sugar, which often is a test that many of the individuals need to go and do as part of the underwriting
100%.
process. And how few people actually know that they have high blood sugar levels. So just the ability to inform people about that is going to be so important. But more excitingly, we're looking forward to a launch and in the next 2 months of a brand new life protection solution that I think advisors are going to be, it's going to be a game changer for them. We spent a lot of time trying to identify certain aspects of holistic planning that has historically been typically underserved. And I think we've hit the sweet spot, and this one being able to provide advisors with a fully digital, radically simplified solution that is going to cater for our modern consumers, using everything that we've learned so far in terms of onboarding, digital underwriting, dynamic pricing. So watch this space. There's a few things to come.
I'm excited, and I hope that we will be part of that journey. August is Women's Month. We spoke about this earlier before we started prepping for this chat. In all your assessments and in your stats, you have mentioned some interesting stats around women. Talk to me.
Yeah, the reality is we talked a lot about innovation today, but ultimately it comes down to the unpredictability of life. Why are we really there at times when our clients and financial advisors need us the most? And particularly when you talk about women, we've actually seen that the diagnosis of a critical illness in any form is typically diagnosed during a woman's prime working career, between the ages of 30 and 50, compared to males that predominantly more in the older ages of the 50. But if you just think about the fact that a woman still needs to juggle family, a business, while you're trying to recover from what we often see, things like cancer. Most predominant cause of a critical illness with women remains cancer, of which 40% of cancer events are in respect of breast cancer.
Still.
And there's still a lot of analysis being conducted about it, but the incidence of cancer after COVID has actually seemed to increase. I don't know if you remember, we used to talk about people not going for screening as regularly anymore, or going to the doctor during the COVID pandemic.
Yes.
So whether it's related to that or otherwise, we've definitely seen an increase in the incidence of cancer in our claim statistics. So this is definitely something that we want to explore further. But it just confirms the importance of, if you don't have any form of life insurance in play, or you haven't looked at your portfolio for a long period of time, you as an advisor, make sure that you get hold of your client to be able to review that on a regular basis. We talked about even people getting very sick, that we need to make sure that we update their portfolios as quickly as possible.
In terms of, I just want to go one step back to the breast cancer or cancer in general. Do people generally pick the cancer up earlier because of earlier screening, or is the stat still the same in terms of at what stage that they diagnose it at a later stage, or can you see that has been diagnosed at earlier stages, more so or not really?
It's difficult to confirm from our claims statistics, but there's definitely been an increase in the number of early cancer claims that we've been paying.
Okay.
And it does help. The early screening is definitely an advantage. Where you see the more severe claim outs are often where there isn't any testing available. Things like gastrointestinal cancer, where it's only picked up when a person actually starts feeling sick. Okay. And then the cancer could have progressed quite significantly at that point in time. But it does emphasize the importance of screening on a regular basis.
I see a future of innovation in the momentum space around this in a few years. Anyway, Joretha, our audience is the advisors. Any last message to them?
I think first and foremost, thank you to all of our advisors for helping our clients to build and protect their financial dreams. At Momentum, we strive to be able to support and maintain our partnership with our financial advisors. We do believe with our myriad solutions, we provide the most comprehensive benefit set available to clients in the market. With our life return screening, Quota M and Fast Track, we aim to make your business as easy as possible. And we hope to see you soon.
Thank you for your time. It's very insightful and super exciting, and the fact that you just do not stop innovating. It's very exciting where the advisor remains the central part of what you do. So thank you for sharing that very positive story, and it was great chatting to you, Joretha.
Thank you, Rianet. It was a pleasure. Thanks.